Hey folks, Eric here, and I want to show you a couple quick tips with the graph job menu. So here I've got a job loaded just called profile1.cnc, and if you have a job loaded, you can graph it. And there are some neat tricks you can do with the graph job. So this is just a simple circle that I cut out of a piece of plywood. And you can see here that when you graph something, it will show the extents of the G code. So in this case, it's just showing the circle that I want to cut out. But if you zoom out and you zoom by using whatever you use on your trackpad or your mouse to like scroll a web page, you can zoom out and you can see lots of extra information. So this is currently on a 4-foot by 2-foot machine, and you can see here the purple dashed lines show the physical work area of the machine in X and Y. So you can see that the circle is roughly in the middle of my work area. The orange crosshairs show where the bit currently is right now, and when you're in this graph menu, this is a live preview of where your bit is. So I can jog around like this, and the machine is physically moving but also updating the screen to show where the bit is. And what's really nice about this is, let's say you've got a piece of material on there, maybe it's a scrap you're trying to get something out of, and you might be cutting close to the edge. Well, you can jog around in XY right along the edge of your piece to see if your bit is going to cut into the material. So really useful way to make sure things are lined up. And additionally, this is 3-dimensional. So if you right click and drag on this, you can turn this 3D like this. And the Z-axis is even represented as well. So right now the bit is high up above the table, but if I jog the Z down, you'll see that the crosshair moves up and down as well to show you where things are. So great way to preview where your jobs are, and a great way to detect errors, which I'm going to show you by intentionally making an error here. At the main screen, and what I've done is I've moved my XYZ0 way off to one side. So if I were to cut the circle, it would actually exceed the travel limits of the machine. And one really nice feature about using graph job is not only does it show you a representation of what the job is going to look like, but it actually runs it through the machine's motion planner. So it truly is simulating what the G code is going to do, and if it runs into any errors, it'll show you. So remember, I've moved my XY0 location such that if I were to cut this, it would go over the travel limits of the machine. So now watch what happens when I hit graph job. It's going to come up and say Y-axis travel limit exceeded, line 42. So if I zoom out, you'll see here that now my circle is in the bottom right corner of my purple box, which is the physical area that the machine can reach in X and Y. And sure enough, half of this circle is outside of the travel area, so you would not be able to cut it. So you would still get this error if you tried to run this job. It would come up and stop you, but really neat that you can see it beforehand in the graph tool. So there you go. Graph is a great way to preview your job, line workup, etc. So happy making, and hopefully you enjoyed this quick tip.